everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of our WFAA Original Special. I'm Morgan Young. In the next half hour, we want to bring you again some of our most heartwarming, uplifting stories from this past year. Stories of overcoming obstacles, celebrations of heritage, and stories that simply just make you feel good. The very first, Teresa Woodard and photographer Brandon Mowry with some good medicine from a doctor with 9 comforting lives to share.
It just gives me a really big sense of fulfillment that I'm doing something more.
Every couple of weeks, secured over her shoulders and carried carefully on her back,
I tell him he's going to work and he gets super excited.
Sarah Dutton delivers a dose of highly effective medicine.
I'm gonna put this on your lap because Harry likes to lay on the...
Hi, Harry.
Cuddly medicine.
I love his little nose.
Harry
He's so cute.
is a therapy cat.
The friendliest cat I have met.
He works his magic
There you go.
at Scottish Rite for Children in Dallas.
Bet you weren't expecting to see a cat here, huh?
Yeah.
This hospital is world-renowned for pediatric orthopedic care.
It's like just calming to have a cat on you, always.
Parker had reconstructive leg surgery.
You want to sit down?
Kyla, 12-hour spine surgery.
You're so sweet.
Like a lot of Scottish Rite patients, Kyla has limb differences.
Can you sit?
And so does Harry.
Good boy, Harry.
Sarah's husband found him curled up in a ball in the middle of a road.
What the heck's happening?
He'd been run over.
What's happening?
A leg and shoulder had to be amputated.
You want to pet him? Yeah, go for it.
He's very comfortable.
He is.
But once Harry healed,
Right, you've been some places.
Sarah recognized a potential to heal others.
I felt like he could probably touch some people, show people that you can get hurt and be disabled
What's up, Harry?
and just be totally fine, live a normal life. Harry's a working man. He's earning that paycheck, right, Harry?
You know, sometimes I go home to my cat and I'm like, why can't you be like Harry? Even kids who aren't cat people, you know, he really kind of changes people's perspectives on cats, which is really cool to see.
It feels weird. I've only seen dogs in a hospital.
Next to a cat-loving Virginia Chappelle
So,
is Kalia Brownlee.
this is my biggest fear.
Getting infusions for lupus in Scottish Rite's rheumatology clinic does not scare Kalia.
So big.
Cats do.
She runs. We both run, though.
But watching Harry
It makes me feel better.
calm a fellow patient gave Kalia courage.
Are you ready? No. Do you want to pet him first? You can pet him first. Oh. No, she can. Oh, it's okay.
You're okay, Mama.
I'm scared.
You want to just pet his tail?
Soon, petting Harry
Did you see that Harry has 3 legs?
No.
See, he's missing one right there.
Oh
turned into holding him.
no. I got this.
You got this.
I got
You got it. You got it.
And holding him.
See?
Oh.
He knows you're scared. He's gonna be gentle.
Turned into loving him.
He's so pretty.
It's like a blanket, huh?
Uh-huh. I thought I was going to be scared, but now I'm not scared of cats anymore.
Yeah.
I think we should get one, Mom.
Harry might not be the kind of medicine doctors prescribe,
Oh, good boy.
but he connects.
I feel like he understands a lot of people's emotions and what they need.
Look, it has an IV just like me.
And a connection
I'm proud of her because she overcome her fear.
is its own kind of cure.
I think I want to meet Harry more.
In Dallas,
I think he likes me.
I think he likes you too.
I'm Teresa Woodard.
He's so pretty.
And coming up next, some call her the Queen of Oak Cliff. Find out why. And then there's the North Texas man making pancakes so beautiful you might just refuse to eat them. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our WFAA Original Special. I'm Morgan Young. Our next 2 stories take us to Oak Cliff to meet a queen, and then to the kitchen where a North Texas man puts your mom's Mickey Mouse pancakes to shame.
So you on what now again? Lockhart's Barbecue, Bishop Exchange.
A stroll through the popular Bishop Arts.
Elias, the Bishop Cider, Yaya Food Spa.
And you quickly understand why Amanda Moreno Lake
Cigar Art, the House of Dirt.
is called the Queen of Oak Cliff.
So I own that corner right there. and then this corner here.
I started at a very young age. I started my first business here in Bishop Arts.
That was back in the 1980s when most people shied away from the area.
Bishop Arts isn't what it is today. I mean, it's changed, it's evolved, it's become a destination.
Amanda now owns a good chunk of Bishop Arts, buying old buildings and making them come to life.
My mom can't believe it. I don't even think my mom realizes I'm a millionaire. I don't think she even realizes it.
But to understand how she got here, you have to go back to where she came from.
I own a bunch of real estate and I have a lot of money, Mom. What do you say?
I have a lot of money in the bank.
I grew up in West Dallas in 800 square feet home. There's 9 of us there, 7 brothers and sisters, and my parents.
The daughter of immigrants, Amanda says they were poor, but rich with the love of family.
I'm Amanda Salon and Boutique.
Oh my gosh, look at you there.
Yeah.
Right out of high school, she opened a beauty salon and soon bought her very first home for $20,000.
I still have it. I have not sold that piece of real estate, and it has a special place in my heart. It's a reminder of where I started.
That was the first one I opened up.
She began buying properties and little by little began building an empire.
You made lots of newspaper
I
headlines.
did.
Once you get started, you know, it just snowballs.
She now owns more than 100 pieces of real estate all over North Texas.
I just can't believe my life is what it is today. And I'm so happy. There are tears of joy. Oh my God.
Amanda says there were other tears when people told her a Latina couldn't do it, couldn't build a real estate empire.
I learned from those mistakes, so thank you to all the people that took advantage of me at that time.
You own 2 restaurants now.
Yes.
She helps first-time tenants by signing them to short-term leases, cheaper rent, and no credit checks.
Just by my own experience, giving people an opportunity to get started.
You know how to make actual Mexican food.
She wanted to help redevelop the community she grew up in.
Tener orgullo de nuestra cultura es algo bien importante.
Sí.
And now the Queen of Oak Cliff has her very own castle.
And I would always think there was a queen or a king that lived in that house because it was so beautiful.
She promised herself one day she would buy that house, and 9 years ago, she and her husband Jim bought it and remodeled it with a very special touch.
I built my kitchen to be 800 square feet, so that way it reminds me of the house that I grew up in and I never forget.
Yo estoy viviendo el sueño americano.
For Amanda, success is not measured by money, but by living life with a purpose and sharing it with others.
So I'm so grateful to be a part of your vision.
Awesome. Amy Hampton just opened a business in Bishop Arts.
Well, thank you and welcome.
It's a jewel box in Dallas.
Thank you.
It is a jewel that attracts people from all over the world.
I'm glad you're here.
And for the Queen of Oak Cliff, that makes her smile. In Dallas.
That's awesome.
I'm Rebecca Lopez.
It's kind of got to be like a catch-up consistency a little bit.
Whipping up breakfast is a must in Ryan Lewin's home.
You got to like make everything from scratch.
After all, it is the most important meal of the day.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good.
On his menu,
pancakes.
But it's not
a Texas pancake.
Those plain round flapjacks you're thinking of. Whether it's Kobe or Dak, Luca or Bruce.
So how long did the one of my face take?
That one took almost 2 hours.
Or maybe a super cool reporter at WFAA.
You're right there next to Luca and Taylor Swift.
It's flippin' art. And Ryan is the flippin' art dude.
Favorite part's probably just doing it together as a family, like stuff like this.
His kids, Jake and Emerson, aren't shy about showing off their dad.
And it's just something fun to do.
Yeah, and you're famous.
Not famous.
Yes, you are.
Humble Ryan says he's not famous, but his 16,000 followers on Instagram and nearly 62,000 on TikTok would disagree.
I had Country Music Television reach out, and then a really cool one, Blink-182, reached out to me.
People crave his pancakes, something he takes hours to prep.
Kind of all by feel.
There is no perfect formula to find the perfect texture. As for the colors,
I did a little more black.
Well, that's the easy part.
Yeah, it's a good color.
It's like a juggling act.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just like.
Every piece is done freehand.
Because with pancake art, everything's reverse and everything's backwards. So you kind of gotta be careful because the first layer, whatever you put down, once you cover it, you can't go back and change it. Okay.
Cotton swabs are nearby to fix mistakes.
I'm gonna fix you.
But even then, Ryan never really knows how it'll turn out.
I think it might break.
Until the flip.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Please don't break. Yay, give me it. I want to eat it now.
It's Jake and Emerson's favorite part.
Yeah, it's so good.
And they are his reminder of why he started pancake art in the first place.
What are you gonna make?
Happy face.
Happy face? All right, do the eyes.
No, can you?
No, you're good.
No, you.
Here, do it with me.
No,
yeah.
I'll just touch it.
It makes his kids happy.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Okay.
Okay, and
Do the mouth?
it's gonna be kind of pretty.
All right.
And a little less hungry.
I want to eat it. Can I bring up some syrup?
As for the rest of us, we can only imagine it tastes as good as it looks.
Yeah.
In Plano, I'm Tiffany Liu.
Coming up next, why is a single chair that important to a North Texas woman? Because it represents the larger piece of history they were trying to save. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to our WFAA Original Special. I'm Morgan Young. There is a landmark hotel in Richardson that people have been desperately trying to save. But why is it so important? Jobin Puneker and photographer Sam Cooper explain.
Who cares about an old chair?
I love furniture. I mean, I just do.
Lindsay Sherritt loves a project because she sees what most can't.
This is one of a kind.
And will do what most won't.
Dive, yes. This is, yeah, all the way in.
Just miles from her home and several feet above her head.
There's a ladder.
In a large dumpster, Lindsay found the chair worth saving.
It's cool, it's vintage. It still has a place and a purpose.
But this story is not just about what she found, but where she found it.
This highway, we can hardly speak it so loud.
The Como Motel was a fixture off the once two-lane US 75.
It's the first motel in Richardson, and it's the last motel.
A place so iconic, the Robinsons have a drink named after it.
Yeah, that's good. That tastes like a classic hotel.
Built in 1956 and still operational. A mid-century modern that has seen enough layers of paint.
Totally different color under here.
It's holding on, but just barely.
This is gonna be gross. Humidity did this. Let's go with that.
Its history is messy. Captain Sully Sullenberger stayed here as a boy. Candy Montgomery and Alan Gore had their infamous affair here.
I've been hearing rumbles about this for probably the last year and a half.
But its biggest story is happening right now. The Como is up for sale and may soon be demolished. A few Richardson residents have something to say about that, beyond what the marquee reads.
What does it read?
I feel like I'm saying it. I feel like all the people that have signed the petition are saying it.
The Save the Como petition has nearly 5,000 signatures. They want it either refurbished or designated a historic landmark.
Just hope. I just have hope that it can be saved.
Preservation and heritage are, they're economic drivers for a city.
An agent for the owners isn't saying much, only that, quote, it is under contract, and we're moving forward.
Okay.
Lindsay still remembers the day a church bought her great-grandmother's home and turned it into a parking lot. She'd hate to see that.
I don't even know where exactly it's going to go. But that's never stopped me from picking up a chair.
For Lindsay, the chair matters.
It's more than that. It's what the chair represents.
Because the Como Motel matters. The last of a dying breed of roadside motels.
Nothing is too late. No deal is done until it's closed.
So we'll ask again, who cares about an old chair?
I do.
The people who think a piece of history is worth saving.
There's only one Como.
In Richardson.
It isn't trash.
I'm Jobin Puneker.
Much more to come on this WFAA original special, including the DNA search that ended with more than a Kaufman County man bargained for, while he also gained more than he could have hoped. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Those DNA test kits have helped reunite long-lost families. They've also unearthed lots of unwelcome, deep, dark family secrets. This next story from Kevin Reese and photographer Justin Fuller is a whole lot of both. Here's Finding Arlie.
In the life they've built for themselves in Forney, Mark and Sherry Elliott have had quite the adventure.
I went to live with my mom.
But not all of it an adventure.
It was a very dysfunctional home.
He remembers so fondly.
Extremely dysfunctional, and I leave it there.
Mark and his sister Shauna had different dads, but their mom would never really tell him.
Even last year,
who?
As my mom was on her deathbed, you know, I asked again, you know, Mom, are you sure? And she said, there is no one else it could be. But obviously my mom was still hiding something.
He can offer a smile a year after his mom's passing because of what happened next.
Begin your journey at Ancestry.com.
His wife bought him a DNA kit. They sent it in, then decided to take a small vacation.
We were literally between Houston and Galveston. I got a text.
Unusual names were showing up, ones he'd never heard before. But this one, Bewley, his older sister, somehow remembered.
Now, granted, this is the memory of a 4-year-old child. She said, but I vaguely remember a man named Arlie Bewley dating Mom.
Text messages and emails zipped back and forth across the country, and within just a few days.
And we're sitting in the hotel room for our anniversary.
8:30 that night.
And my phone rings.
Yeah.
And he said, this is Arlie Bewley. You know, I'm supposed to call you. And what do you want? And I said, hold on.
Who told them, yes, he had been in Hobbs, New Mexico 52 years ago. And yes, he did date a woman named Ginger.
And he goes, well, what does Ginger have to do with this? And I said, well, I'm her son, and I'm not going to pull any punches, but I believe that you are my dad. And at that point, the phone got extremely silent. It's happy, you know, he was, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. He said, I'm an old man, oh boy.
What Arlie Bewley was able to say next was that he lived in Lufkin, 3 hours southeast of Forney. And he agreed to meet.
Knock, knock, Dad. How you doing?
But this is the Arlie Bewley they found, living alone, on disability, in a 1-bedroom shack. Are you glad he found you?
How do I express that? It's probably the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me.
The same square chin, all that gray hair, and a paternity test proved Arlie Bewley was his dad. So do you like this guy, Arlie? Do you like him?
No, I don't. I love him. It's almost unbelievable. It's like a fantasy come true, really.
But now that Mark Elliott had found his dad, he simply couldn't leave him here.
And I had to work to get him out of that situation.
Which is why our next conversation was in the cab of a U-Haul truck.
Sometimes God gives you the ability to do something, and when He gives you the ability, what is your response? And if you put those two words together, you have responsibility.
Responsibility he wouldn't have to bear alone.
You know, how long did it take you to jump in and say, yeah, this is something we're going to help with?
About 30 seconds.
Because Brian Wilburn at Veterans Resource and Outreach Center of Rowlett learned that Arlie was a Korean War veteran. And after a few phone calls, Home Depot donated thousands in construction materials. Veterans motorcycle groups and others donated their labor. And in a few months, a one-room cabin took shape on Mark Elliott's 10 acres back in Forney.
All right, you ready to go in?
Arlie came home.
Here's your house. Welcome home, Dad.
On a Friday afternoon.
When I was totally without a family, I now have one, and it's such a blessing to know that you got some kind of a family. Had it not been for him calling me, I would have never known. I thank the Lord for bringing him into my life, and I'm very proud that He did.
That's something you want to do every day.
He served our country, and he deserves
better than what he had.
There's a lot of really good people out there that want to give back to the veteran community. Thank you to them for a job well done.
When I say my prayer at night, my first thank you is for God for bringing me my son and his family.
And a family of strangers.
I agree.
Who banded together to bring him home.
Everything is awesome.
Now,
it's awesome.
In Forney, I'm Kevin Reese.
After the break, we have another half hour of heartfelt and inspirational people like Arlie Bewley, including a tribute to a famed Dallas photographer and a kid gaining internet fame just by eating. We'll explain when our WFAA original special continues. Earlier this year, we lost a living legend, famed Dallas sports photographer James "Brad" Bradley. He was 101 years old, but one of his last interviews was with our own Arnold Payne, celebrating a lifetime of memories behind the lens.
Memories of a lifetime, permanently frozen for eternity. It's really impossible to document life without truly living life.
It was a pretty day at the lake here. A lot of beautiful places up here, yep.
Meet James T. "Brad" Bradley. Throughout the years, he has driven thousands of miles, not only rubbing shoulders with sports legends, but also archiving those memories through the lens of his camera for 75 years.
We'll pull in right here.
Of his 100 years in existence.
Happy birthday, dear Brad.
Mr. Bradley, what has been your secret to longevity?
Because I enjoy what I do. I'm not as effective as I once was.
You were a 10 plus before, so now you're just a 10, right?
Yeah, that probably is right.
Following his return from World War II, Bradley teamed up with his father-in-law, Jim Lawhead.
This man, Brad Bradley.
They opened their first photography studio in 1946, just a stone's throw from the SMU campus.
But it was here at age 25 that Bradley was roaming these very sidelines with his vintage Crown graphic camera, shooting game action at his very first College Bowl game, the 1948 Cotton Bowl.
47,000 chill fans at Dallas, Texas see Southern Methodist spark plug Doak Walker get going against Penn State.
Sometimes in life, timing is everything.
The closer you got, the higher you had to raise this.
And so it was for Bradley in 1947.
And if it wasn't for Doak and SMU success at the time, my dad's career probably wouldn't have been what it would have been.
My life, I believe, was extended because of the joy that I gathered from traveling around the country working with athletes. Okay.
Have you, gentlemen?
Thank you, sir.
This isn't just another photo session.
That's good. That's
Life occasionally does come full circle. Time may have stolen steadiness. Wear and tear only serves as reminders.
Watch out, that's really tight.
I'm okay.
It's the people that are closest to our hearts.
Okay.
Good.
All right, we're ready.
That enlighten our hearts.
Hello, you.
Hello. Former SMU Mustang running back Jerry Levias, the first black scholarship athlete of the Southwest Conference.
My friend, how you doing? It's so good to see you.
Was once the photo subject of Bradley.
You and I together, we are a force.
Who knew? 57 years later.
I think we're supposed to make a picture of you.
The two would meet again.
It would be an honor.
For yet another photo opportunity. Each click and every flash.
Did you want me to?
Do one, Jerry.
Has a magical way of transcending time through the eyes of an artist.
Turn your head to me.
100 years strong.
You're so good.
And still going.
We're doing good, Jared.
Doing good, all right.
Dr. Seuss once said, sometimes you never know the value of a moment until it's a memory.
Be happy, Jared.
Thank you, Mr. Bradley.
But looking at you makes me happy, sir.
For so many.
If I could relive it, I don't think I'd change a lot. One more, Jared.
In Dallas, I'm Arnold Payne.
Coming up next, they are normal people doing amazing things together. We'll tell you what this journey is all about. And the drought of 2023 and the ancient steps in time it revealed. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Morgan Young. This next story is personal. What do you do when you find out your community is at risk? Well, when it comes to the Black community and health, you don't just idly stand by, you get moving together. And then we take you to a creek bed not too far from here where the brutal Texas summer we just had offered a new chance to walk back in time.
It's just regular people doing amazing things. All right, let's jog in place, guys. Jog in place. Shake those arms out for me. Come on.
Getting good at running is a personal process. It's different for everyone.
Let's go. Let's go.
And here, different is part of the victory.
People are kind of looking like, we ain't never seen this before. Beautiful, beautiful. Good work, y'all.
A running group made up almost entirely of Black runners.
I think this is something that's really never been presented to us. This hasn't been pushed in our culture to, hey, try to run a marathon, try to run a half.
Zone Fitness Training Run Club started in Houston in 2017. Theo Murdaugh created the Dallas group in March of 2020. They meet 3 times a week to run, be social, and build community. In 2022, 22 ZFT runners ran their first full marathon. 15 ran their first half.
I mean, we got people 2 years ago that probably couldn't even run a quarter of a mile, and they're going on their second, third marathon.
And nearly 3 years into a health crisis that exposed gaping disparity, each of those miles represents small strides in closing the gap in their communities.
I think people really started getting serious about their health, saying, I got to find a way to get in shape. What health issues run in the Black community, right? It's hypertension, it's high blood pressure. Hypertension runs, through my family, sickle cell.
Health issues we started calling underlying conditions when they made COVID-19 more dangerous for people who have them. But these chronic illnesses were already here and killing Black people disproportionately.
The disparities of especially chronic medical conditions is not new.
Dr. Carol Lee Estelle is the Associate Chief of Infection Prevention for the Parkland Health and Hospital System.
High blood pressure they call the silent killer. Why do they call it a silent killer? Because you don't feel anything, but it can be ongoing.
Parkland received more patient visits for hypertension, commonly called high blood pressure, than any other chronic illness over the last fiscal year. On its own, it's harmful, but hypertension is also the leading cause of heart disease, which has been the leading cause of death in the U.S., Texas, and Dallas County for years. And Black people have died from heart disease at a higher rate than any other ethnic group over the past 20 years. Late last year, Parkland and Dallas County Health and Human Services released this report. It's a deep dive into the health issues for Parkland patients and Dallas County as a whole. These were the leading causes of death in Dallas County in 2020. Black people have outpaced all other races in 6 of them, with 5 being chronic illnesses. And it's been that way since 2016, years before the pandemic. Want to know what else they have in common? Preventability. The CDC's top recommendations for them all are to stop smoking, eat healthy, and move your body.
In 2020, I was probably the heaviest I've been my entire life. I had gained 50 pounds.
Rakia Ankar is a therapist. When the pandemic started, she shouldered her clients' fears and her own.
Okay, this being, how short I am and 50 extra pounds, does that make me obese? Am I putting myself at risk?
But the big push for her health journey was losing her mother to breast cancer that year.
There's a strong, hereditary gene or something in our family. It was very difficult to see her go through that because it was so sudden.
She joined ZFT months later. Now she is training for her second marathon. And that's not all.
So I'm down 40 of the 50 pounds that I gained. I would say joining a running club to me brings a calmer, safer space.
And that space part is important. Feeling safe in your neighborhood, money for a gym membership, even access to fresh foods, all luxuries not afforded to everyone. This group is just one of the resources created to remove some of those barriers.
I see the ripple effect going through the city with ZFT.
In the Black community specifically, being able to engage with people who look like me, who care about their health,
is huge.
It was our culture, our people, our vibe, our energy.
I love it. That is public health, and they're doing it in a grassroots fashion out in the community.
The journey to getting healthy is personal, but you don't have to do it alone.
Probably the next 2 or 3 weeks, we will be very busy.
This path is too rocky to blaze a new trail, too dry to leave a mark.
Like this June has probably been the hottest June I've experienced here.
Park Superintendent Jeff Davis and retail manager Paul Baker say it hasn't rained here since May.
This is the ballroom track site.
Usually, a drought is bad for business. But
there's a big but to that, yeah.
Emerge from the dehydrated path to find something new. Wow. At Dinosaur Valley State Park.
This is so cool.
110 million years young.
Normally you see about a quarter of this.
The Paluxy River's retreat has created a once-in-a-lifetime.
You see this guy stepping right here, boom, boom.
Maybe once-in-an-eon opportunity.
There's a good chance we may find another track around in here.
Clear the dried sediment.
Maybe one right there.
And unearth something Jurassic.
Yep, there you go, dinosaur track.
Never before seen sauropod and theropod tracks.
Look at that big print.
Preserved an eternity ago when dirt and rocks gently filled in the mud hole.
And then more and more layers built up. And it was buried for most of geologic time, over 100 million years, until in 1908, a big flood came through and lifted off the overlying layers.
There's probably 400 unearthed prints here at the so-called ballroom site.
The mud has been all pushed up around it.
Though the dinos' dance was far from elegant.
They're stepping on each other, running around.
Volunteers like Philip Scoggins
get right, left,
and Glenn Cuban are racing against a natural clock.
And there,
trying to map and mold these tracks.
That's the last one before he heads under the gravel there.
Before the next good rain replenishes the Paluxy.
Oh my goodness, look at the...
Until then...
That's a baby dinosaur.
No, that's not a baby dinosaur, that's a big dinosaur.
The dry riverbed is a siren for childlike wonder.
Dinosaurs used to walk right through here.
Every depression...
right where you're standing.
The perfect fit for tiny shoes.
Look at that big footprint.
Imprinting memories.
Isn't that neat?
As they step through time.
What's this over here?
In Glenrose.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I'm Matt Houston.
Well, we have 2 more stories for you in this WFAA original special. A young man taking over the internet just by eating food. And so you're over 80, but these octogenarians still score. A much needed explanation when we come back. What if you decided to try a different food every day? Well, Teresa Woodard shows us an internet sensation going viral doing just that. But first, just because you're a senior citizen doesn't mean you can't still score. We'll let Sean Giggy explain that.
What's the secret
pizza!
to a long and healthy life?
Pizza, pizza, pizza!
Certainly. Not pizza and beer.
Who gives a
Obviously, no one here.
I heard on the news that Trump won the debate.
Often unfiltered and unhinged.
The debate last night, it was stolen.
These old men
It was rigged, it was rigged.
get together every week. Not for politics or pizza,
No.
but for play.
That's better. Come on, quickly.
Twice a week.
God almighty, Kevin.
For 2 hours, these senior citizens take the field
Hold it.
at the soccer spectrum in Richardson.
Go in the center.
They call it silver soccer.
Hey.
And it started when John Fina could no longer keep up with the youngsters, but also couldn't find any options for the oldsters.
And I said, well, let me see if they'll let us come and play here in the morning.
12 years later, they're still kicking and screaming.
The goal of the century.
Long ago, they were children looking forward to their glory days. Now they're seniors, still living them. Every player is over the age of 60. Darío Cifuentes is the oldest at 91.
How long do you think you'll keep playing?
Until I can stand, which is basically what I do here.
Heck, just being able to stand there is impressive to Darío's granddaughter, Nicole.
This is like a lot more action than I was expecting.
Federico.
Then there's Zequinha, who played with Pelé on the Brazilian national team.
Right there. Oh, wow.
And Freddie Garcia, who played against Pelé on the Dallas Tornado. Plus, at least 6 more.
Sideways, come on, baby.
So many players.
Come on, let's go, move it.
They've actually had to turn people away.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Somebody has to die to make a space for somebody else. And we don't die because we're healthy.
You guys are looking tired.
And they have a healthy fan base, too.
Bam! Oh, my
Emphasis on fan. Because there's usually just one.
That was so cool.
Where's your shirt?
What shirt? I never got a shirt.
Soccer, though, is just the start.
What the hell is Mighty doing with that red shirt on? I just don't get it.
Of their social soiree.
Nice. They're going to take it back.
Fina, take a look at it. You see the white boy?
After every game, they gather in the corner.
Happy birthday to you.
Where they celebrate birthdays with pizza, cake,
Oh, he's got bread.
and bread.
Mr. Leo.
For some reason, John gives
Leo.
everyone
Give one to Kevin.
a loaf of bread for their birthday.
Kevin. Why the bread? I don't know why.
Can I ask a question?
Oftentimes, they'll stay for hours.
Hey, where are you going? One time, a long time ago. You gotta go take a nap? The guy stayed here until 6 o'clock. Hey, you come early next time. He was sleeping in his car.
It helps that most are
He
retired,
drank too much.
but none can quit this game.
Oh, I come here more often than I go to church.
My therapy.
This is life.
It gives them life
Make an effort.
Okay.
and
Give me.
gets them out of bed.
I get up in the morning on Tuesday and Friday just to come and spend time with them.
Notice
That's it.
he didn't say he wakes up to play soccer. He said he wakes up to spend time
Time, Cito. Get her, Mike.
with them.
You finally let it go. That was great.
I heard that sentiment from everyone.
This is a brotherhood.
The love, the friendship, the understanding.
They're like a family. We need each other.
And that's all you need to live a long and healthy life.
Flock of seagulls.
That and
Coming on down.
maybe a beer
Arto.
or two.
I got it.
In Richardson.
Come on. Ooh, that was nice.
I'm Sean Giggy.
Just like normal, be yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I need to get it on video. Okay. And go.
Hello. Welcome back to Jack.
We are not behind the scenes of some new home cooking show.
Okay, we're getting really close on the spaghetti.
The Richardsons are more like a reality show, the relatable kind, with levity and honesty.
There's those moments where you're like, could something just swallow me whole and let me out of this situation?
Jack Richardson was about 18 months old when he stopped eating what his parents offered him. It was one clue, but far from the first clue, that Jack was not like his twin brother.
And I knew at 2 weeks old, there was just something different about Jack. I would hold Sam in my arms and Sam would gaze at me and snuggle up. And then I'd hold Jack and he'd look away and arch his back, and there was just something different.
Good work, Jack. Let's do this.
Jack has autism. Here he is in his high chair, a therapist celebrating each time he touched new food.
You touched the pancake.
It was impossible to convince him to taste it. It's common for kids on the autism spectrum to be more than just picky eaters. For years, Jack ate 7 things.
Waffles, gluten-free waffles, sausage for breakfast, lunch, French fries, gluten-free chicken nuggets, sweet potato fries, and then dinner for years was eggs, bacon, and sausage. And he liked scrambled eggs in the microwave, which are disgusting, but he loved them. I'm gonna put a little butter and a little salt. Oh, sorry, Kirby. Doesn't really like mushy, so I'm hoping he'll like it.
Suddenly, last summer,
he was at the grocery store with me. We're in the produce section, and he said, I think I should try new foods. And I'm like,
whose child is this?
What is happening?
Jack shocked everyone.
Don't worry about them. Pretend they're not even here. And go.
Hello, welcome back to Jack Snacks.
Jack's Snacks is a weekly taste test.
What is this?
What does it look like?
It looks like broccoli, but a different color.
He tries something he's never eaten.
You like it? Is it good?
The first
Here it goes.
Here it goes.
was watermelon.
Mmm.
What do you think?
He rates it,
A 4?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
Mm-hmm.
records it, and bravely shares it.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining us. Today,
He wants the world to see.
Well, because it will help other people with autism try new foods.
What made you decide you wanted to try watermelon?
Because my grandpa, Mike, loves it.
And then you started trying all other sorts of stuff.
Yes.
Wow. Jack knows autism gives him different abilities, not limited abilities.
I think it takes a lot of courage to try these new foods.
Oh, yes.
20 years ago, Amy and Blue Richardson were not sure how communicative their son would be.
Roly-poly-oly from Playhouse Disney.
Now he's cracking jokes on camera.
I'm funny that way.
You are funny, Jack. You've got a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times we have people say, well, they'll see us in the grocery store, or we'll come across them, and we don't see them that often, and they're like, oh, our family gathers together on Sunday nights to wait for Jack Snacks to post. And I just go, who are these people? But
The Richardsons wish they could draw a map that other families on an autism journey could follow. But each path is different. They credit therapy, a support network, prayer, and most of all, patience.
I remember the first time that he spontaneously said he loved me. I tackled him. I wouldn't let go because it was always repetitive, but he finally said it on his own. So there's always something to celebrate, no matter how small.
Like a reality show, life with autism is unpredictable. But the joy inside Jack is inexplicable.
he's just been amazing. He's been a joy to parent, and
He's a gift.
You know, yeah, he's a gift.
In Arlington.
Peace out. Be sure and check out our YouTube channel. We're all of us here at Jack Snacks. Bye-bye.
I'm Teresa Woodard.
And as much as Jack is enjoying his latest meal, we hope you enjoyed looking back at some of our favorite stories from this past year. And as always, if you have an idea for a story or someone interesting we should meet, drop us a line here at WFAA. I'm Morgan Young. Thank you so much for being with us for this WFAA Original Special.